Hello guys, and welcome back to the 17th part of this course. So in this one I'll be talking to you guys about while loop in Python. So what are while loop in Python? A while loop is a structure in Python that helps us to loop through and execute a block of code in multiple items. While loops would keep running provided a certain information is true, or let's say provided a certain information is met. An example, let's first of all create a new file over here and let's name this while loop, and in here I want to define a variable, and let's call this variable I. So I want to define this variable I and let's set it to 1. So before you make a while loop, it's not necessary you define a variable. You could just go ahead and do something like while true. You could go ahead and do something like while true, and it should perfectly work. And I know you might not understand this now, so I'll explain later in this video. So I say while I is equal to 1. Sorry, not while. I'm defining a variable I is equal to 1. So with this, I want to say while I is less than or equal to 10. So I want to check if 1, and remember I now is 1. So I want to check if 1 is less than or equal to 10. And after this, you want to add a column over here. Just take note of everything that we're doing. Then below it gets an indentation, just like when we did for the if statement or the function. It gets indented, meaning that all the code below this are going to be executed inside this while loop. So let's go ahead and continue writing the code. So I want to say print I. Okay, if I say print I, let's go ahead and print this and see what happens. So let's run this. And what it notice, it keeps printing 1, and it would keep doing this provided this condition over here is met. While I is less than 10, print 1. Let me explain what this means, but first of all let me stop this code because it's gonna print forever. It's gonna keep printing. So I think I stopped it already. Let me see. Let me explain what this means. It says while 1 is less than or equal to 10, and that's true. 1 is less than 10. 10 cannot be less than 1. So now that 1 is less than 10, keep on printing 1. That's why it's kept on printing 1 over there. But now there's something I want to do. I want to say while 1 is less than 10, print I, and I want to increment it by 1. So you can say I is equal to I plus 1. I want to add 1 to I whenever this loops over and see that 1 is still less than 10. I want to add 1 to I. I know this might be kind of confusing, but let's just go ahead and run it. And if you don't still understand, I'll still explain it again in this video. So I want to print done with loop. Now let me explain this once more before we run this. I defined a variable here I and set this to 1, which means I is 1 now. Just get that back of your mind. Now I said while 1 is less than or equal to 10, which is true. 1 is less than 10 and 1 is not equal to 10. Take note of that. I said keep printing I while 1 is less than 10. Now I don't want it to keep printing 1 forever and ever. That's why I now set this and said I plus 1 whenever it prints I. So it would print I, come back over here, check if 1 is still less than 10, print I again, add 1 to it, come back again, check if I is still less than 10, and let's say I is 3 now because remember it's adding 1 over here. Then it will keep doing this till it adds 1 till it gets to 10. So when it comes back and check and see that I, which is now 10, is equal to 10, it will stop. So let's run our code. And as you can see, it did every same thing that I told you. It first of all came to the first one, ran this, added 1 to it, you gave us 2, went back, saw that 2 is still less than 10, ran it again, added 1, gave us 3, went back again and saw that 3 is still less than 10, added 1 to it, 4. It kept doing this till it came to 9, went back, saw that 9 is less than 10, it added 1, it became 10, it went back, saw that 10 is less than or equal to 10. Take note of this equal to here, it still works. So now 10 is equal to 10. Then I want to stop it here. Take note of that. Now I printed done with loop, so that's it over here. That's basically it for while loop. There's no biggie about it. It's just keep executing a block of code in multiple items while a condition is met. So while this condition over here was met, 1 is less than 10, it kept printing this. And remember what happened when this wasn't here? If you can remember, it kept printing infinite 1, and it will print this for forever and ever. And let's say you want to add something like 10 over here, and let's run this, it will keep printing. Let's run this again. Okay, 100 is not less than, let's say, 1000. Now when we run this, it keep printing 100 up to 10,000. So that's pretty much it for while loop, and hopefully you understood something. And if you did, please drop a like on this video and consider subscribing if you haven't. And I hope I'll see you in the next video. Bye and stay safe for now.